It's the year of the testicle. This is Felicity Was Here. Welcome back to Felicity Was Here. I'm Heather.
I'm Melissa.
And I'm Dr. Joe.
And today we are discussing Felicity Season 3, Episode 5, Surprise! Make sure you hit like, subscribe, follow wherever you listen to your podcast. Leave us a review if you can. And if you'd like to support the show, please head to buymeacoffee.com/FelicityWasHere. We really, really appreciate all of you. Hello, ladies. Happy spring break.
Woo, spring break.
Even though I don't get one. Dr. Joe probably doesn't get one, but we are living vicariously through you, Melissa.
Yeah. Well, you got the good weather and I've got the time off.
Yes.
We really need to combine that.
We should, yes. Our powers combined could be really awesome. Are you going to go anywhere or do anything or just hang around?
I'm doing a one-night thrifting road trip with my friend where we're driving to Iowa and stopping at thrift stores along the way and staying the night and then thrifting the next day and coming home.
Is there like a specific like thrifting trail or are you just like picking out a bunch of shops?
No. You should make one and then retire off of that. Like that.
That'd be lovely. I could do like coach bus tours, like thrifting for old people, different shops.
Old, young, whomever.
I use ChatGPT to plan out the route, but I kind of go through and like, fix some things. But yeah, we did it last year up in Wisconsin, so we're making it an annual tradition.
That's
just
so cool.
Somewhere that's drivable from the Chicago area.
Yeah, I love that idea. Yeah, I'm trying to think of other. I mean, they've got like the Bourbon Trail and other places you can do things in a crawl. So why not thrifting? I love that.
Yep. And we're gonna eat dinner at a supper club. That's what we did last year. Get some old fashions.
So what is a supper club? Like, it always to me sounds like it's a club, but I feel like anyone can go, right?
Anyone can go. It's just like old school dinner service, like where they serve like steak and ribs and like, meaty meals with sides like potatoes and have the old time vintagey cocktails.
Like 50s Leave It to Beaver food.
Kind of. Yeah.
Okay. That's fun. Dr. Joe, do you have any spring break plans?
I think that I'm just going to watch as much TV as I can. I watched the entire season of first season of Ted Lasso last night. I'm really proud of myself for that.
Had you never seen it before?
I had not.
Oh, it was first season was the best. It's really good.
I enjoyed it.
Awesome. Well, last time on the show, after blowing off steam at a party with Megan and Molly, Felicity woke up in a frat boy's bed without memory of what happened. And Noel also became a computer geek squad repair guy as he takes steps to get back to his normal life post Natalie. So this episode's surprise was written by Julie Blumberg, LOL, and Joy Gregory, and was directed by Harry Weiner. So we open on kind of to the two main storylines of this episode. So first we are at the loft where Ben and Noel are on a computer trying to source ribs from Felicity's favorite Texas barbecue for her surprise birthday party that Ben is throwing for her. It is her 20th. Sean barges in while they're doing that, needing to talk. He's been having a pain down under and is worried that it's something serious with his testicle. But Ben refuses to say the word testicle. He doesn't like it. Sean's like, you guys hate your genitalia. So he goes into the bathroom for a shower. Then we switch over to Felicity, who is at the clinic to see a doctor to make sure that she didn't catch anything from Randy, even though she has no idea yet what, if anything, actually happened with Randy. So we kind of go back and forth between these two POVs. Sean comes out of the shower. He wants Ben to check his swollen testicle, but Ben tells him to just go see a doctor. And meanwhile, Felicity at the clinic gets a morning after pill and a lecture on protected sex from the doctor or nurse who, I don't know, had a little bit of an attitude, like was kind of, I don't know, felt like she was a little annoyed with Felicity. Like, oh, this shouldn't be your normal birth control method, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, it's your birthday. Happy birthday. Like, I don't know. There's
Yes, she was rude.
sarcasm. I didn't like it. Yeah. It was a
As
little
someone
weird.
who works in like a university health center, you'd think she would be a little more kind to these students who are coming in with these issues.
And like, she doesn't really know what happened to her. Like, she's like, I don't know what happened to me. Like, I don't know. It was a little weird. It could have been
Yeah.
an assault, like it just, yeah,
Right.
there's something weird about that.
They should have had Greg pop in the background or something.
But I will
Like the health
say,
center. She worked there.
I was gonna say, she was like, oh, I know about the morning after pill. And I'm like, yeah, who knew she'd actually be needing it when she was staging the sit-in at the health center last season? So she probably never predicted she would need it. But this is why, even if we don't think we'll need it, we got to fight for justice, because you never know when you're going to need these things. So, yeah. So the doctor notices her birthday is tomorrow, and happy birthday.
I wonder what that was about. I don't know. Think about there's some meaning behind that. I was trying to speak to some larger issue or something because of her attitude. Because I was off put by it as well. I'm like, yeah, do you want to see if maybe something happened? Like maybe she should get checked out a little bit. Like, I mean, they did the testing and stuff, but I don't know, like a pamphlet or something. Like, what to do if you think you've been assaulted? Like, I don't know. It could have been a lot of things, and she didn't seem. I don't know. Maybe I can imagine that clinician maybe was burned out, and that had something to do with it, because I'm sure everybody is like, oh, I never do this. They're like, maybe they're there every weekend or something, and she's like, get the fuck out of my face. Like, I know your birthday because I see you every month. Like, like with other people. I don't know. Like, she could be burned out. I don't know. I could see that becoming, something annoying, but it was kind of sad to see, obviously.
Yeah.
That she didn't have a lot of sensitivity.
And it was just so different from the physician who was with Julie when she went, after the assault. Like, I felt like that was handled with such care. And this one was just a little dismissive and like, now, don't be using this all the time. This isn't your regular birth control, blah, blah, blah. Like, there was some attitude, which was weird. So maybe, she has seen it all and she's just annoyed, like, oh, another one who doesn't think before they do things. I don't know.
I wonder if there's something going on in New York at that time. Like, I wonder, I don't know, like maybe there's some hidden something, some subcontext that we're not aware of, subtext. I don't know. I was curious, though. I was annoyed and curious.
Yeah. Maybe it's also, like, with the writers, with everyone at the time, it was still like, unless you've been assaulted, like, this is your fault type of thing, Not saying her, the character, but, like, the writers and everyone, like, maybe there's still just this bias, internal bias, that it's like, ugh, you shouldn't need to be doing this. I don't know. Maybe they didn't check themselves before they wrote the scene. I don't know. But it's two women who wrote this episode, so I would have expected better.
Yikes.
But yeah, anyway, so that part didn't age well. But the next morning, Felicity's waking up with Ben. He wakes her up with kisses, but she's not that into it. Can't really tell him why. She makes an excuse that she's got to get to her epistemology class. He gives her a birthday present, which she doesn't open yet. And he keeps kissing her and all that. And she's like, I really got to get to class. And I just got to say, she's got some willpower of steel in this scene. Is this your how to spend moment or no? Because it was mine.
Oh, yeah. That was pretty sexy. Just like the fact that he was trying to like buy her ribs, that was sexy too. Just like so sweet. Overnight some ribs from Texas. Like what?
And it was probably somewhere they stopped on their road trip.
I think that's what they
said.
What he said,
yeah. Okay. Yeah. So then Ben goes into the bathroom and Felicity takes that time to call the frat house trying to track down Randy yet again. I'm like, wait till Ben leaves at least. I don't know. That was crazy. I guess she's desperate. So then we go to Megan and Sean waking up in bed together. I gotta say, Megan in this episode is like gorgeous. Knockout. I don't know. I felt like every scene, I'm like, this is the most beautiful she's ever looked. Like, I don't know. There's something, like, it was the same nightgown that she was wearing in previous episodes, but there was just something about her makeup, hair, face, everything. I don't know. I just thought she was absolutely stunning in this one. So, yeah, Megan's like, I look good. Let's make it a good morning for you, Sean. But now he's making an excuse like Felicity to not have sex. obviously it's because his ball hurts. So Sean tells Megan that he's going out to get a camera for the documentary and all that, but he goes to a doctor instead. The doctor checks him out, prescribes some antibiotics because it could just be an infection, but he does recommend getting an ultrasound just to make sure that they rule out that it's not something more serious. However, Sean is in denial. He's like, you know what? It's probably an infection. I'll get these antibiotics filled and take this. Everything's going to be fine. So classic avoidance. But Dr. Joe, like, what does it tell us about Sean that, like, he can film everything happening to everyone else, but, like, he can't face something that's happening to himself?
That he sucks. Just kidding. No, I was a little bit annoyed with him this episode, but I was also like, yeah, you know, it tracks for him.
It's a very, him and just like Matt. Like, to me, it's very toxic masculinity. Like, can't admit that there's any kind of anything faulty, especially what he says later about his, like, something wrong with his package. I'm like, ew, don't say package. That's worse than testicle. But yeah, it just seems like can't admit to any weakness or fault. Yeah.
He seems like that in general, though. Like, I don't think. I think this was very in line with his character. Well, yeah, it's always easier to look at somebody else than look inward. I think that's true for everybody, but especially for him.
I also thought it just brought me back, this episode and the next one, like, in this point in time in history, like, we've entered now the Livestrong era. The Livestrong bracelets. The year 2000 was, like, sounds really weird, but, like, it was really big for testicular cancer.
The year of the ball.
Yeah, like, it was the year of the ball. So Tom Green was diagnosed with testicular cancer in 2000, and many people will remember that he documented his whole journey, diagnosed, surgery, and all that on his show. He did, like, a whole special on it. And he was only 28. Like, we were really young when that happened, so I thought he was super old, like 40s. You know, I'm super old now, 40. But I was like, oh my God, this guy's so old. But he was only 28, which was crazy to me, seeing that now. And also probably around the same age Sean is now on the show. I think he was like 26 or 27 the first season. So I think he's around the same age. And then, yeah, Lance Armstrong, while he was diagnosed in 1996, like, his story became popular in the 2000s, like Tour de France wins, and everyone started wearing the bracelets and all that back then. So, like, that was a major moment for testicular cancer as well. So it was just kind of funny that, like, even something like cancer can be a fad in pop culture. It's just crazy. So yeah, this episode was cashing in on that momentum for testicular cancer.
Public service announcement. I think.
Yeah.
I'm one of our friends from high school that also brother and I went to high school with and was in our friend group. I believe he had testicular cancer too around that same time. So I don't know. Maybe someone was
in high school.
Then. No, not in high school. It was like after we had graduated. I think we were in our. It was like maybe post college, so we were like in 20s. I think he was younger than his 30s when it happened.
Yikes. I mean, when I was Googling this, I was trying to see if anyone wrote about it from the pop culture perspective. But of course, the, Google AI summaries for testicular cancer and 2000s said that there was a large uptick, like, in that time frame of younger men, white men, getting it. So it probably, it wasn't just like, there's a reason that pop culture started talking about it, because there was some sort of uptick. It brought me back to that time. So then we move on, and Felicity goes to see Dr. Pavone. Pavone is back. I was so happy to see her. I wish we get so much more of her. And I thought it was really funny. Pavone starts telling Felicity she has good news. Pavone convinced Professor Morton to give Felicity a slot in an upcoming senior art exhibition, even though she's just a junior. I just thought it was, like, funny, like, we're bringing Pavone back in episode 5 and talking about art again when it's been completely forgotten about for the summer.
Yeah, the writers were probably like, oh shit, well, we better get something in there.
Yeah, like, well, she's in epistemology, but where's the art piece?
Right.
So yeah, Pavone had some good news for her, but Felicity is not really that excited. Like, she's like, oh, yay, cool, but it's not really registering. So Pavone can tell, she's like, what's up? Felicity confesses that she got drunk and woke up in a stranger's bed and has no idea what happened. Pavone raises the possibility that Felicity could be roofied, which hadn't even occurred to Felicity. Like, that could have been something that I think the other doctor should have brought up or questioned. Like, that's where I was like, well, that's what should have been happening at the clinic.
Yeah, explore it at least.
Or like educating women like, hey, this can happen at parties, instead of just, shaming them about not using the Plan B pill. But yeah, so Felicity's stressed out. She's like, how do you even tell someone? Like, how am I going to tell Ben that this even happened? And Pavone says that she doesn't need to tell Ben, but Felicity thinks that Ben deserves honesty. But Pavone says that kindness matters more here and that she shouldn't say anything to Ben until there's something to tell. Felicity's like, oh my gosh, but like, how am I supposed to walk around and like with this big weight on my shoulders that, Ben doesn't know this huge thing? And she tells Felicity, well, that's the smartest thing you've ever said, isn't telling Ben really about making yourself feel better. So there's kind of this debate here about like, is honesty always the best policy, which I think is an interesting thread for the whole episode.
Yeah, there's an interesting parallel between her keeping this to herself and Sean keeping his ball situation to himself. Like, where's like, the spectrum of privacy versus a secret versus a lie of omission, like it was interesting to see the different flavors of that and how that's perceived by other people that are close to the person holding that information when they do find out.
Yeah, I think secrets was like the biggest theme of the whole episode. I mean, even Richard, like Noel thinks Richard's hiding a secret now. A surprise party is a secret, like that was frivolous, but like, the secrets are like through, running through everyone's storyline here. And it's just really interesting. It's like, is honesty always the best policy, or does it depend on the situation? Is context important? Is it always best to just deal with everything head on, or are there nuances? Yeah, I thought it was really interesting to show that in different storylines. So then Felicity and Ben are eating at Epstein.
Hold up.
Oh,
I'm a little slow right now. Sorry. What do you think about her not talking to like Elena or Megan or anybody about what happened, other than she only talked to Dr. Pavone? Like, what do you think about that?
I know you have the rule of if you didn't see it, it didn't happen. I guess my assumption is like maybe we didn't see it on camera. Like maybe it happened off screen.
No. Okay. No. That's not an option. If we didn't see it, it didn't happen. That's why people can still come back to life if in a sequel if we didn't see them actually die physically on camera. And that would have been a big deal.
I thought it was surprising, like she told him at the end of that party episode, like, I don't remember or something. Remember the next day where they were all worried, like Molly. They couldn't find her?
Yeah, she told Molly. Which is why I thought it was just kind of like she walked in, they were all looking. When they were all worried about her, she's like, I'm here, I'm fine, and goes into the room and told Molly. So, like, I guess, my assumption is, like, the girls know.
Yeah.
But
or wouldn't they show at least Molly, like, checking back in with her, like, hey, do you want me to help you figure out what happened?
Like, if that was the case, then, like, why didn't Elena go with her to the doctor? So she could bitch the doctor out or something. Like, it's just very interesting that there's just like kind of like that got dropped. It was more of a cliffhanger situation than in a conversation in the last episode, and she wasn't really like discussing it with anybody besides the Dr. Pavone, which Dr. Pavone's awesome, and I'm glad that we had the chance to see her again, but I just think it was kind of weird that we didn't maybe get conflicting opinions. Like Elena would have been like, I'll tell him, I agree with Dr. Pavone, and Molly would have been like, no, you have to tell him, and Megan would have been like, let's go kill this guy and I'll help you bury the body and not tell anybody what happened. I don't know. It would have been interesting to have some more perspectives besides just Dr. Pavone's.
Well, we get Noel's later. He tells her not to tell as well. So then Felicity and Ben are eating at Epstein. Ben walks away to, I think, get her a drink refill, and a group of guys walks in, and Randy is among them. So he spots Felicity and comes over to her to chit-chat, like, hey, I heard you're looking for me. It's like, yeah, been calling you incessantly. But Felicity can't get any information from Randy before Ben returns. She doesn't remember what happened, and Randy is like, you don't remember dancing in Marcus's room, and you don't remember this, and you don't remember that, but like he doesn't get to the meat of the big question mark. So Ben then returns, and Felicity just introduces Randy as someone from her epistemology class. Randy kind of clocks the whole situation. She's like, this is my boyfriend. Stop talking about this. And yeah, Randy kind of like clocks the whole thing and plays along with it. He's like, yep, that epistemology test was crazy. And he just walks away. And in that scene, he's very hot.
I was like, I don't like this guy.
Yeah. I had to look him up. I'm like, what else has he been in? A lot of other TV, like cop dramas and things. But he's married to Amy Acker, which I didn't know.
That's right.
So, yeah.
He kind of reminds me of Eli. Something about him.
Yes. He's Eli-esque.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the same thing too. I was like, this is like the poor man's Eli. Just kidding. He was cute. He was like good enough as he is.
He's a little like Eli at the Jersey Shore. Like that's yeah. It was a little Jersey Shore, but like not gross. So yeah, I liked him.
Another one insulting.
I've never watched Jersey Shore, but I can only imagine. I don't think they're my type. So then Noel goes on his first on-call job on the Geek Squad, recovering files from a virus-infected computer, which belongs to a guy named Jason. And Jason recognizes Noel from his Leon phase and his frosted tips. But Noel figures out that this virus on the computer came from a mass email sent out to the entire school, and it was sent out from Randy's frat. And they open it up, and Noel sees that it contains a topless photo of Felicity with Randy from the strip ping pong game. Noel is shocked, and now he knows that this photo has been sent to the entire school. Gotta say, again, 25 years later, that is now called revenge porn and is illegal in most states. So I feel like this, would have been a different storyline if it took place today.
Absolutely.
The people that sent it could be in some big legal trouble.
Yeah, it was like stunning. And you'll get there, but when she's like, isn't this illegal? And he's like, well, this happens a lot. It's like, that's not what I fucking asked you. Like, I'd be like, I didn't ask you how often this happens. I asked you if it's like, isn't that illegal? You know, it's like, it was just an interesting response. And I would have been like, are we having a fucking different conversation here? Like, what, why? Why'd you say that? I don't give a fuck. Like, let's do something about this. Not run stats on it. Get the fuck out of here.
So yeah, pretty crazy that that has happened to her. And
like,
also sending
what's the entire school? Like professors, like
I know,
admin, like
I'm like, how big is UNY?
And how is it possible to send it to the entire student body? Like, how do they have the ability to like, be like, I'm gonna do that? Like, that seems like it would be a protected like listserv kind of thing.
Like,
I don't know.
Not something frat boys could do.
Right.
Well, and also they supposedly sent it with a virus link to it. I'm like, are these hacker frat boys? It doesn't make any sense. Like, do they know how to hack and do viruses? Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. That was bizarre. I was not pleased.
So then Richard is throwing another pizza party for his free pizza Fridays, handing out flyers to the student body, and sees Elena and Molly. So he meets Molly for the first time, you know, blames her for Julie leaving. Not a great opener, but, you know, Molly goes to class and he asks Elena to fix them up anyway. Meanwhile, Ben is at the loft baking Felicity a birthday cake. He burns it. He tells Sean later he burns it. But yeah, he tells Sean, who comes home, that Megan stopped by Dean and DeLuca asking him if Sean is cheating. But Sean doesn't want to tell Megan what's actually going on with him, why he doesn't want to have sex with her, because it's embarrassing. He says no girl wants to hear her boyfriend has problems with his package. I did think it was really sweet, though. Ben was like, what? Why don't you want to tell her? You know, like that was really... It was like a very quick moment, but, you know, Sean's like, I'm not going to tell her. He's like, what? Why not? Like, come on, just tell her. Like, that I really liked. I mean, Ben's not the best at talking about things, but I liked that he was encouraging Sean to tell Megan. So then Noel goes to Felicity's and shows her the photo and, yeah, confirms what she feared. It did go to the whole school. Noel thinks, though, that somehow he can scrub it before Ben sees it, which I don't know how would be possible.
What does that even mean?
Yeah.
Like, is he gonna hack Ben's email and like hack the entire school's email so like nobody can see it and show it to him? Like,
or like email the dean, be like, you got to get this delete. I don't know how he's gonna do that. He's gonna hack them back, I guess. But yeah, Felicity's like, forget it. Like, I'm just gonna tell Ben everything. She's freaking out because of this photo now. But Noel's like, you can't say anything tonight. Ben's got something big planned for you. It's your birthday. Like, just wait one more day at least. And she reluctantly agrees.
Yeah, so that wasn't like kind of a discussion about like tell him or don't tell him. He was just like, just don't tell him today so you don't ruin what he planned for you. It wasn't like about relationship dynamics and like honesty or privacy. I think it was like, hey, don't ruin his big night for your night. You know, like that was weird.
And is this where he says it happens all the time? I missed that part where she asks if it was illegal.
I don't know. She's probably distracted, but part of me thinks like her justice-seeking self would want to be like, I'm busting this frat. Like they're gonna get it, you know? Or like if she would have looped in Elena would have got them shut down or something. She's going, she's pre-med, but she feels like she has a lot of attorney inside her too. So I feel like Elena would have gotten something done to
Isn't
get
the
them
hot
in
trouble. Guy across the hall? What's his face?
Finn?
Isn't he pre-law?
Yeah.
He can advise on divorcing and annulments, right?
Yeah. So why couldn't he help? Like, why couldn't everybody help? It's just the conversation she did have. The most deep one was with Pavone, but I just would have liked to have seen her, like, why, again, was she, to the degree that she talked with a friend, it was, like, Molly, who she doesn't really know, and it was, like, just a
who fucking left her at the party. I still don't like Molly for that.
And then Noel, and it's like, I want to see more Elena, like, see their friendship, see what it looks like for them to get through this thing together, I think that was missing for me.
Absolutely.
I agree.
If it had been me, as soon as I saw that photo had gone to everyone, I would have like run to you guys and been like, y'all, my boobs are everywhere, help.
Like, and I would have like burned that house down. Like I would have gone straight over there and like fucked up every one of those motherfuckers. And be like, the only photos that are coming out of this place are crime scene photos. There's gonna be chalk outlines of all y'all.
And I probably would have entered witness protection. I would have like left Earth. I'd be like, bye everyone.
It's been real.
I loved our friendship, but this was sent to 30,000 people in my university. I'm out.
I'm gonna go live on the moon now.
My name is now Hannah.
Hannah.
Her name is Hannah. No, I agree. And again, I mean, we feel like we say this a lot. Like Elena just overall isn't given enough of storylines. Like she's barely in this episode, and it's her friend's birthday. So it just the material, they don't give her a ton of it. It ebbs and flows.
And this would have been a really good one for her to shine in, like a best friend to help her kind of deal with something so stressful, not just like the not knowing what happened, but being put on blast in the entire university.
What? And even her and Megan are getting closer, and we didn't see it at least.
And we know Megan would have done something too.
Oh yeah, she would have. I mean, she could have cursed that whole place. She could have put a spell on that.
So true. A clumsiness spell.
If the university is not going to have justice, she can have her own witch justice.
Exactly. I mean, to be realistic, in the year 2000, would the university have done anything? Probably not.
No, probably not. So that's why she had to pull in her girls. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Let's get the crew together.
Yeah. So then at the loft, now everyone is there getting ready for the party. Ben is all over the place trying to make sure everything gets ready. And Megan goes up to him again, asking if Sean is cheating because he's acting just like she did when she got crabs from a performing artist when she was dating someone else. But Ben
someone else was a professor, I think she said. Don't gloss over that.
Oh, when she was dating a professor? Okay, I missed that.
Yeah, it was. I want to say that's what she was like. Wait, what?
These are definitely plot-heavy episodes, so there's like so much that I feel like I can miss because there's so much going on. But
yeah.
Okay.
A professor. She said it so casually, so that's because it was like a layered. Because it was kind of funny. She's like, "Oh yeah, this happened." And it was like, "Girl, you weren't supposed to probably be dating either one of them, were you? Right?"
Well, what I did pick up on was when Ben then assures her that Sean has ever been happier. She's like, "Yeah, I am kind of like the mold breaker for every guy I date." Like that. Oh, it's really funny. She's like, yeah, I am kind of a mold breaker. So Ben goes to take the cake out of the oven and it's burnt, but no worries because Javier brought the birthday tiramisu. Doorbell rings again. It's Noel, which is weird because he lives there now. Or knock, doorbell, whatever it was. I'm like, you don't need to knock. You live there. But then the doorbell rings again. Now it's the ribs. They said the ribs so many times and I loved it. The ribs. So the ribs that Ben ordered from Texas arrive, except the delivery guy is holding a very teeny tiny box. Javier holding it too. Just this scene was the funniest of the whole episode. Just the opening of the box and like they're all crowded around him, like looking as he's opening up the box, and it is a book. And Noel even's like, I clicked ribs. I thought I clicked ribs. Mm-hmm. Yes, like dopey move, but funny execution of the line, I thought. But all of this is, of course, great foreshadowing that this party is not going to go as planned. But Javier takes over the meal since they're not going to have ribs. So give him 30 minutes and a list of every ingredient in the kitchen, and he will come up with something. But now Ben is out of time. He's got to go meet Felicity for dinner. So he runs out to meet her and pretends that he forgot his wallet so that they have to go back to the loft. He's like, don't worry, like, oh, you're going to love this place. She's like, we don't have to go out. He's like, no, this place is supposed to be really good. Like, he's putting on a good act.
I was convinced completely that he didn't have his wallet.
I'm like, oh, he is a good actor. So then, back at the loft, Richard and Molly are actually hitting it off. They're chatting all about Doctor Who and bonding over who's the best doctor. Megan goes to talk to Sean about why he doesn't want to have sex, but he's avoiding everything because he's recording for documentary. Ben and Felicity finally come in, and as they are entering the dark loft, she says she wants to tell Ben something, but then the lights turn on and everyone jumps out. They yell surprise. So Felicity is genuinely surprised, but also genuinely stressed. I will say, though, she again looks like a hot tamale, just like in the Aretha theory. I thought she looked very good. I liked that dress on her.
Mm-hmm.
So then Megan corners Sean to ask if he has crabs now, or an STD, STI, I guess we call them now these days. He deflects, just not in the mood, etc. He's working. Everyone's mingling, having food. Richard then gets on the computer to settle a Doctor Who debate with Molly. Another little funny Easter egg. She says, no, I'm certain Sarah Jane is the only psychic that Tom Baker has ever had. And that's the actress, Molly. That's her name in real life, Sarah Jane Potts.
Oh,
so that was cute. All kinds of little name Easter eggs that they throw in. So Noel sees what's happening, that Richard's going on the computer to check email. He's like, do you really need to be doing that right now? I also think it's funny that it's a very year 2000 thing because, like, we all have our email on our phones now, and, like, I check it every few minutes. Like, it's not like, oh, the whole day went by, and now at a party, I'm going to check my email and see what's come in the last 24 hours. It's the very 2000s plot. So he's trying to block Richard from opening his email, but Noel doesn't do a very good job of it because as Ben is about to give a toast to Felicity, Richard opens the email and yells, "Holy crap!" So everyone looks to see what he is exclaiming at, and Felicity's topless photo fills the screen. Ben sees it. Felicity jumps up. "Ben, can we go talk?" Like, oh boy. She pulls him aside outside in the hallway, tells him that she had too many drinks. She doesn't know what was in them, doesn't remember what happened. He asks her who gave her the drinks. She doesn't know, and Ben storms off. So then Felicity goes back inside, doesn't know what to do about Ben. So Javier tells everyone to eat some tiramisu.
Great advice.
When in doubt, eat tiramisu, eat dessert. So Ben goes to the frat house looking for Randy. Randy isn't there, but Ben wants to know who sent out that picture of Felicity, his girlfriend. And Soul Patch is still there and tells Ben that Felicity slept with Randy and wasn't acting like she had a boyfriend. And I don't condone violence, but I would like to punch Soul Patch in the face.
Rip his soul patch right off.
Rip his soul out.
It's like a bullseye.
His soul would leave his body.
I guess I'm not surprised Ben believed them, but also, like, this is what guys say stupid shit. And so I don't know if I would 100% believe them, but maybe it's his past traumas that, like,
it's an emotion mind, not rational mind.
No, I know, but I'm just like, so, like, dudes always say that they sleep with people that they don't.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have believed it. Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Mm-hmm.
No, emotion might be real, though.
So then Richard and Molly, meanwhile, go for a walk outside and they start debating, like, what Felicity did. Richard is outraged. He's like, some people are just stains, which I thought was very harsh. Because, again, like, he doesn't know that she slept with anyone. You know, like, all he has seen is a picture.
Circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the picture is, like, very incriminating. The picture is, like...
It is, but also... Okay, so maybe this is a question, but, like, is playing strip ping pong cheating? Like, you know, Richard doesn't know where she woke up. Like, okay, so she got drunk and she played... Like, if she played strip poker, is that cheating? Like, it's her body. She can show it off if she wants. I don't know. I don't think Richard has a leg to stand on here.
But it doesn't add to her defense.
True. There's evidence.
Yeah.
So yeah, Molly, though, calls Richard a Puritan. But then she's like, you're like Arthur Dimmesdale. Maybe I should be your Hester Prynne. And I don't know. So she tries to kiss him, and Richard, like, pulls back. He hesitates. He's like, no, as student body president, I can't be caught up in a sex scandal. Molly then uses, I guess, her psychic abilities to guess his middle name. She gets it right. And he's like, oh, my enemies are everywhere. And he scurries off. So, like, my question to you all, was she yanking his chain? Like, was she trying to, like, call his bluff?
Yeah.
Because she thinks that he's kind of into her and talks a big game. But, like, okay. Because he just called her roommate a stain. And she's, like, coming on to his. I don't know. It was weird. So, like, did she think...
with them.
So did she think he would have been like, oh, yeah, baby? And then she could be like, ha, see, you're not as innocent as you're saying you, Felicity should be.
I don't think she was trying to set him up to do that. I think she knew he was going to be scurrying away. She's psychic. Of course she knew. She fucking knew.
But, like, for what point, though? Like, what was the point of that?
To make him go away.
Oh.
Be like, I don't know if I got that. What?
I can't talk about it or
what
be
happens
about it.
between them. Doesn't something else happen between them in future episodes, though? Or am I making that up?
Yeah,
but
I don't know. I was a little confused at the objective here.
It seemed disingenuous to me.
I have to watch it again.
Because, yeah, he's like, oh, I can't be involved in a sex scandal. She was like, oh, I can be real discreet. Like, the way she said, like, I can be discreet was very, like, sarcastic. And...
taunting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I think she was teasing. I think she was just teasing him because she knows he's just all talking.
All talk.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then at the loft, Megan is now doing a tarot reading. Again, looking stunning. And Sean opens up to her. He's inspired by the night's events and realizes that secrets can be very bad for relationships. So Sean finally tells Megan about his medical issue, that he has a sore nut. So he's like, oh, I'm just, going to take this antibiotic. It'll be fine. But Megan is like, wait. I pulled the Emperor Tarot card earlier. Reversed.
That's meaningful, girl. You can't leave that out.
No, you're right. Turn it, upset, flip it, and reverse it. Whatever the Missy Elliott lyric is. Yeah, turn a thing down, flip it, and reverse it. It indicates weak character, basically, sticking your head in the sand, ignoring something. And she's like, you cannot ignore something that could be serious. She's been worried because she got that tarot card reading. She wants him to do the ultrasound to make sure that there's nothing else going on. He refuses. She's like, even if I ask you to do this, he's like, no. She's like, even, are the antibiotics helping? He doesn't say anything, which means they're not helping. So then Megan says that he's an idiot, first, not telling her what's going on, and second, for not doing the only smart thing to, make sure there's not something worse than an infection. So she leaves. Dr. Joe, dealing with someone like this, is it good, tough love? Is that going to get a good response or, like, get him to wake up like, oh, yeah, I really need to do this? Too harsh?
I think it depends on who it comes from. I think she's effective. I think if somebody lets him slide, he will slide. Like, he'll just be like, okay, yes, I'm going to, I've got the green light to continue to ignore this. So I think somebody needed to shake some sense into him for him to act on it. I think, like, part of him obviously knew that it was, obviously, if he knows the antibiotics aren't working, he knows there is a problem. And just maybe needed a little bit of a nudge to give him permission to go do it, kind of. Like that extra courage.
Yeah, I'm glad I know these aren't real people, but I'm glad that they're together and that she could push him to do this because he needed it. So
yeah, because I think somebody else, I think he would have just kept on going and just probably had a bigger problem. Like he would have just ignored it for a longer time and would have just felt worse over time and then been forced to do it versus like, okay, I'm just going to go handle this.
Yeah.
I think he needed to get that little wake up call from her.
Yeah, I liked it. She was point blank. So then Ben's already at Epstein drinking and Noel finds him there. He orders a scotch straight up. And I'm like, that is definitely trench coat Noel essences. Like scotch straight up.
Yeah, like, are you 50 years old? Like, what are you doing? And I know I'm like not that far from 50 and my husband's over 50, but still like that sounds like so old.
I mean, he does say, he's like, I've never ordered that before.
It's so dramatic.
Yeah. So funny.
It's the height of drama.
Trying to be older. They're always like playing at adults. It's so funny. Which kind of is like earlier in the episode when Felicity's like, oh, at 20, my 20th birthday, I thought we'd be in a limo going to a fancy restaurant and, being in San Francisco. Like, we all think that being an adult is something that it's not. So he thinks it's ordering scotch straight up at the bar. Yeah, Noel says, like, whether you want to believe it or not, they've actually become friends. I'm like, maybe. I don't really think so.
You live together. Of friend.
Yeah. I'm like, you live together.
We share an address.
Yeah, exactly. But he, decides to offer the advice of someone who's been there. Both of them, everyone has gotten drunk before and done stupid things. He says, don't make the same mistake I made by pushing Felicity away. You'll regret it later. That he knows for sure. And yeah, this all kind of reminded me of when Ben was trying to give Noel advice about Ruby's pregnancy. Like, because Noel's very resistant to it. Ben's very resistant to it here too. Like, you think you know me, you don't know anything. But yeah, they kind of, this was the reverse here. Now Noel was trying to give him advice. Yeah, I guess Dr. Joe, I don't know. I know what I'm going to say, and I'm preparing, like, bracing myself for what you're going to say. I mean, I don't see how that was anything like selfish or for himself. Like, I don't know. It felt genuine to me. Like, he was like, Ben, you will regret this. No?
I didn't say that was selfish.
No, I know you didn't say that. I'm saying that, but I'm preparing myself for
I
a counterpoint.
It interesting that you're saying this because you have classically been the one to say nobody asked you. Like, nobody asked you for your opinion. Like, nobody asked for your advice when other characters have done that. So that's just an interesting thing I'm observing in this moment. They're like, oh, that was nice of him.
I don't think Ben's wrong for resisting it. I don't think he has to accept it.
I think it's interesting that Noel feels like they have clearly a stronger relationship in his mind than Ben feels their relationship is. And it is nice of him to try to keep him from going down that path. I'm just curious why he would be motivated to care. And it probably is looping around to how it's going to hurt Felicity more than it's going to hurt Ben. He can, that could be his buy-in for Ben to be like, you're going to regret it. Like, believe me, I know. Like, trust me, you literally will regret it. But I think that was more for Felicity's benefit, if anything, than for Ben's. Or maybe if it was going to be selfish, if it did that little seed in my head, talk about like living vicariously with other stuff. Like, if he could do it over again, what would he do differently? And it's like, he can I don't know, like, he could live through that through Ben not making the same mistake or something. I don't know. I'm reaching a little bit on that one, but it feels a little like there could be more layers there than him being like, hey, we're friends. I'm going to help you out and give you some unsolicited
I definitely
advice.
don't think that they're actually, especially what happens later in the season. Like, they're not friends.
Noel's out of his mind.
They're roommates. That's it. But I mean, he was helping him buy the ribs earlier in the episode, so maybe the writers are trying to make them friends. I don't think it is.
I feel like
I don't think they ever will be.
There's a difference between being friendly and actual friendship.
Yes.
Like, I could help my roommate order something online and not be like, I'm gonna tell you my secrets and stuff, and we're gonna hang out together. Like, or am I seeing them play video games together all the time? Like, I've seen him and Elena play video games more than I've seen him and Ben do it. You know what I mean? I don't know. I would like to see more evidence of said friendship.
No, I don't think they're friends. You're right. Friendly is a better word for that.
I think
they're not throwing punches.
They're
at
not enemies.
Point.
So maybe his definition of friends is like no longer enemies. It's like, sir, there's a wide valley between enemies and friends, and like you're not. Yeah, you're still crawling through it. You're not there. You got a hobbit journey ahead of you before you reach the friendship destination.
And I will say, I did like when Ben gave Noel advice about Ruby. I said it was very sweet of him to try and offer that up. So I didn't say that I hated that. I think when people are, forcing things, I actually liked that moment from Ben. I mean, obviously Noel wasn't ready to receive it at that moment, but I did like that too. So
that's thoughtful when he's like not in the full-on emotion mind. Like, if he can access some rational thought, then he's pretty helpful and supportive and sensitive and thoughtful. But he could not access any rational thought whatsoever.
Well, and in that, again, like, he was a little resistant also in this scene. But then the very next scene, he does go to the apartment to Felicity's to, like, maybe try and talk it out. He's like, we should probably talk. So, like, maybe a little bit of him heard what Noel was saying. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll go with that. And then it snapped again.
Yeah, and it did. So then, goes to the apartment. He's like, we should probably talk. She's like, yeah, typical Felicity. I'm so sorry. I should have told you. I blacked out. And you can immediately see his levels is rising.
Response.
Yes. Get the
like,
button.
Literally,
where's the button?
I think it was, though, because
of course.
How many times has his dad probably been blackout drunk and like did who knows what, like, and violently or like, just like been flaky, been violent, been absent, neglectful. Like, I think that was a part of his responses. Not that I think they were awesome, but I think that is influencing how he was acting because of his dad's stuff, his dad's alcohol abuse.
Yeah, I think that made it worse, especially because a couple episodes ago, his dad's in the hospital.
Like that was like, that's still pretty fresh. Like, he probably had a flashback.
Yeah. But he says, like, well, then that's what you should have said to me, that's what happened. You don't remember, but, like, not lie to me. She's like, yeah, I don't remember. He's like, well, you want to know what happened? You slept with him. You had sex with him. And he leaves. So I do also then, Dr. Joe, want your input or thoughts here. This is what confuses me about Pavone's advice. She also knows Ben. Maybe we haven't seen, on camera that he's talked about his dad and all that stuff, but like she probably has some sort of clue that he's got trauma or whatever. So I guess I am a little curious, like, wouldn't she know that this is how Ben would like that he would want honesty, and she's telling Felicity not to say anything, that it's more important to be kind to him rather than tell him. But then like Felicity kept saying, I know, I should have told you, I should have told you, I should have told you. So, like, she had this advice from her therapist, like, no, don't say anything. But, like, now Ben's even more upset because she lied. Like, the cover-up is worse than the crime, right? And is it just because as soon as the photo was sent, that changed the situation? And, like, maybe Pavone's advice would have been different, too, had Pavone known and Felicity known that there was evidence and that people would be seeing this? Like, would Pavone's advice had changed then, too? Or is the takeaway here, like, listen to your own gut? Like, Felicity wanted to tell him from the jump, so maybe she should have just done that. Like, or was Pavone's advice sound, but, like, it was just kind of an unfortunate fluke that the photo had happened and got sent to the whole student body? This is where I just get confused, because, like, Ben, obviously was very, very upset, and it was about, a lot of it was about the lie.
Yeah. Well, there's not a lie if he doesn't find out the truth, though. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it was because of the photo. But here's the thing. So in writing, conflict is drama. Without drama, there is no show. So there had to be a conflict. So I think we could analyze this up and down and sideways, but ultimately the writers needed to have more drama, more conflict, because that's what pushes story. So
yeah,
I think it just, that's an individual question, I guess. Like, what are somebody's values? Whether that's good advice or not. I think that's on an individual basis, like what somebody values.
I guess, just like thinking of Pavone as the Sally, as like the moral compass of the show. I would think bringing her in to give this advice would have more weight than like, nope.
I think it's like, a plot point.
Pavone's advice
just a plot point.
Yeah.
You got plot device thing, honestly, because she's got one person telling her no. Yeah.
Well, Pavone's advice, if you go back to what she said, don't say anything until you have something to say, like until you know what. Like, so to me, it was like she didn't know what happened. So why would you bring it up yet? Like, figure out what happened before you just go telling him,
right,
about this. Then, like, figure it out, and then probably her advice would be to tell him.
After you have some information to process. Yeah, so she didn't say don't tell him, period. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right.
No, I know, yeah.
It was, there's an asterisk there. But I think, part of it was also just plot stuff.
The photo was unfortunate.
Had she known about the photo, I think Pavone would have been like, well, okay.
Like, we got to
talk to him about this.
Put that fire out.
He shouldn't find out about it from someone else. But this was way before that. They didn't know anything.
Ben went searching for what Felicity needed to find out to be able to... Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he thinks she slept with him because he went out and looked for it. Yeah, okay.
Which is interesting that she was so, like, hot to be like, Randy, where you at, Randy? And, like, she could have just literally, like, shoved him in his fucking face and, like, punched the throat and, like, wake up, motherfucker. What happened last night? When she was in the bed. If you're going to be scrambling around town trying to be like, I don't know what happened, like, you woke up next to the source of that information and you walked away from it.
And then we wouldn't have had an episode.
Yeah, that's true. But I would also maybe argue fight or flight, and she just flighted. She was like, oh, God, what did I do? And then just left, like, I got to get out of here.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. It's just like if she was that stressed about what could or could not have happened, like she had the sense of fine, like, to go to the doctor pretty quickly. It doesn't seem like she wasted much time getting to the doctor, right? To going to the clinic, right? Like,
I don't think
it was that morning because she was like puking down the street the next morning.
Yeah,
must have been the next day after that. I don't know. Maybe she.
I don't know how much time has passed.
Yeah,
I mean, I would hope she wouldn't wait too long.
It's just kind of frustrating that they framed it, the show, like, hoodwinked us in that way. Like, oh, like, I'm so ashamed I slept with somebody. I gotta get the hell out of this frat house. versus like she's on payphones calling him all day and not knowing, she has no idea what she's even freaking out about yet.
And yeah, the whole roofie question is also important. Like if she was roofied, that changes a lot of things too.
Yeah, that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
That's a whole different situation. And I think they didn't probably want to do something like that because of what they already covered in the first season.
I just mean even for her own knowledge and telling Ben and all that, like that's a completely different conversation too. Like that she just doesn't know what
which was that was kind of disappointing.
I don't think he could be mad at her if she was roofied. Like I don't.
Well, because like this, blackout drunk. Like I got blackout drunk. Like I drank myself blackout drunk, or somebody roofied me. Like I think I don't know. It would be hard for him to just be able to assess that based on what little she did say to him and what other people said for him to know. So I was kind of disappointed that he was like, "You've had sex." I'm like, "What kind of sex? Like conscious sex or like consensual sex, like or some other kind of sex? Like what do you mean they had sex? Like what does that mean?"
And again, he's assuming that the frat brothers are telling the truth, and
like
all they saw was a girl walked out of his room. Again, like you don't know what like it could have been hand stuff, like you have no idea what happened. But then Randy is no longer hot later in the episode because then he's like, I let them think it. I'm like, gross. So moving on, Felicity finally catches Randy at the frat house. She finally goes there in person. She's asking him what happened. Did you send those pictures? He claims he didn't send the pictures. He claims nothing happened, that she was just sick and, he put her into bed. That's it. When she left in the morning, his frat brothers assumed that they slept together and he just let them go on thinking it. He's like, yeah, no one gets hurt and they think I'm a stug. I'm like, well, yeah, people are fucking getting hurt. So yeah, Randy's no longer hot. He was hot in the first
Eli
scene.
would never.
Eli would never. Yeah. Justice for Eli. Dr. Joe.
The listeners can't see, but I was smiling real big.
Eli.
I got little hearts coming out of my head. Little heart eyes.
Heart eyes, yep. So, yeah. I think, I don't know. If I were Felicity, I don't know if I would ever know what happened. I don't know if I would trust Randy.
Could they have done blood tests? Like, if they did the
I don't know.
STI stuff,
blood test for the roofie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know how long all that stuff lasts in the system and things. Like, if she had gotten there fast enough and they, then they could have been like, yeah, I'm pretty sure you just got really, 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 really drunk and no roofies were involved. Like, that would have been cool to have some clarity from medically, at least, and maybe, I don't know.
I mean, this does then open a conversation. If she is blackout drunk, can she give consent? Like, yeah.
Yeah, that was disappointing.
Now. So tense. Yes. The whole episode's tense and it makes my tummy hurt. So yeah, I don't know if I trust Randy or the frat brothers or anything. I don't know what to think. And yeah, she probably wants Randy to be telling the truth.
Yeah. She doesn't really know him to be like, okay, I'll take your word instead of somebody else's, even though I've got like photographic evidence that clearly I was not, Yeah. He does seem like nice. And maybe he was too nice and that was part of why he didn't say something. Like he was like the kind of nice that's like, maybe he felt like he seemed like, I don't know, like that other guy in the frat house seemed like a jerk, like straight up, like very like overtly jerk. And maybe Randy's not like fitting in that kind of environment because he seemed like too nice. Like he didn't seem like this. I think that person seemed like a caricature or a stereotype of a frat boy. And Randy does not. So maybe Randy was trying to like elevate his status a little bit by letting them believe that. I don't think he was the kind of person who's just like goes around doing that kind of stuff all the time. And he's like, yeah, I don't care who gets hurt to build my reputation. I think it was just, I don't know. He has his own insecurities. Perhaps I'm reading a lot into it, but he seemed like the way the actor was portraying him, he seemed like really nice and like more on the mild, like kind side. Because he wasn't trying to start any shit. Like when he figured out what she was, he was picking up what she was putting down.
That to me was the biggest clue. Is like he was like, oh, okay, I get it. You're in a relationship.
Like he wasn't
all good.
Yeah, like he wasn't trying to interfere or like be like an asshole about stuff. So I think
they're like, what? You got this is your boyfriend? You didn't have a boyfriend a night ago? Yeah, he wasn't.
Right. So he doesn't seem like naturally that kind of guy. So maybe that he thought like if they just believed that, like, I don't know, it would elevate his status or something because he didn't seem like would fit in there. Like he didn't seem like one of them. If that's how the other guys there are acting, which is sad, and sucks and still not cool.
Unfortunately, patriarchy. Yeah.
Patriarchy hurts everybody.
It does. But yeah, and he was like, I mean, I wanted something to happen, but nah, like you were
She's very noble in that
gross.
sense.
Yeah.
Just not
yeah.
noble enough to defend her honor.
Yeah. I like Felicity. I also want to believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But men. Don't trust men. So, yeah, Sean then goes to see Megan and ends up asking her to come with him to go to the ultrasound appointment. So I guess her tough love did, in fact, work on him. And after joking that she can't make it because she's getting a new tattoo, she says, yes, she will go with him, which is very nice. So then for Noel, during a second visit to Jason's apartment, now there are candles lit, there's classical music playing. Noel's trying to fix Jason's computer still, and Jason asks Noel to go to the symphony with him. And Noel's like, do you maybe have a crush on me? He's like, yeah. He's like, oh, okay, well, that's flattered. I'm flattered, but I'm also straight.
Thanks, but no thanks, sucker.
Yeah. And then Jason's like, okay, well, then I should tell you my computer is fine. And I was like, you know what?
No shit.
You know what, Jason? Game recognizes game. I like it. You got to create the opportunities. But as Noel is leaving, he spots another topless photo, but this one is of Richard and Jason together. So there may be a secret that Richard is hiding. Although, yeah, Noel shouldn't assume anything.
What fun would that be?
By anything. But yes, like you said, you got to have some drama. It would possibly explain some things about Richard, why he does talk a big game, but there may be other reasons. So then Sean goes to his ultrasound, and the doctor does find a growth in the testicle. He does want to do surgery to determine if it is malignant and some sort of carcinoma. That's obviously not the news you want to hear. He's upset, asks the doctor to send Megan in. So Megan comes into the exam room. She reads the situation instantly because Sean looks pretty upset. She just sits down next to him and holds his hand. And I thought that was a really beautiful scene. She was just there for him.
Such a good couple.
Solid. Then I think at Epstein, Noel and Richard are now having a meal together, and Noel is trying to get to the bottom and get some clues. So he asks Richard how it went with Molly the other night. Richard's like, nah, she, tried to use her womanly wiles on me. Or no, he said voodoo, right? So that was probably not the best term to say. Yeah. But says that, he's just not into that super aggressive type because she was coming on to him. So Noel's like, oh, yeah, yeah, who likes that type of thing? Richard says Noel's acting weird as he sips from his little red drink with an umbrella in it and checks his hair in the reflection of the spoon. So they're laying it on thick now. Let's put every stereotype in the book in here. So maybe toxic masculinity is the second theme of this episode. I don't know. Could be another one.
Yeah.
So then finally we go to Dean and DeLuca. Javier pulls Felicity into the back room where Ben is and tells them he's going to punch them both in and pay them to work this out because their rare special love, they just can't let it blow it in the So Javier leaves and Felicity tells Ben that Randy confirmed nothing had happened. Same as us. Ben's like, you really believe him? She's like, yes, I did all the tests at the doctor. They were all negative. Ben says, though, it doesn't matter. She got wasted, woke up in someone else's bed, and lied to him. He's done talking about it. He's like, one of us is leaving. Is it going to be you or is it going to be me? She doesn't. So he leaves. And I will say his yelling here scares me. So then Felicity goes home. Finally opens Ben's birthday present, and it's a beautiful set of paints. That was heartbreaking. So yeah, Felicity's 20th birthday. She imagined it one way in San Francisco, fancy restaurant, limo, cocktails, BFFs, but she got this instead. This is a tense episode.
I mean, I guess. I didn't feel that tense when I was watching
really?
it. But no.
I mean, anytime someone's got a secret.
The things that I hear and see.
We know that I mean, sure. Okay.
Yeah, this is entertainment.
I know, but I don't like when people fight. Any last thoughts?
You tell me.
Just disappointed that Ben wasn't more interested in finding out if she was raped or whatever. That was sad.
Yeah, that was disappointing.
After everything they've been through, he didn't even bring that up. So
yeah, I mean, I think that may have been part of the reason why he was mad first. If he'd think that did happen and he wanted to take matters into his own hands. By finding the perpetrators, or perpetrator.
I definitely think that's what the initial visit was like, who sent that picture out? Like, he was ready to...
Like, so he was like, yeah,
but that was just when it was a picture.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And they think, he was not thinking thoroughly to kind of see all the layers. Like, I mean, when you think about the clinician at the clinic not even having that conversation, how would you expect when we hold Ben to that standard to have that too? You know, like a medical professional can't even be more curious and interested and sensitive. So, like, what do we expect? Like, Ben's gonna do better than the doctor? It would be great, but it's just interesting, you know, that nobody was really...
That was the most disappointing. From the writing, to me, from the writing, like, you've written these amazing storylines before on assault, and like this was like, you really should be ashamed. Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, it was like really weird messaging. I'm gonna have to look these bitches up. Like, what is their fucking problem?
Blumberg, what the heck?
Shit?
Yeah. I think one of my also other disappointments, like, we were so happy in the season premiere that like Felicity and Ben stayed together out over the summer and like didn't have an immediate like, oh, I did something over the summer and we're broken up like in season 2. Yeah. But we only waited 5 episodes to now have like a maybe cheating plot line. It's like, just let them be together for a little. I don't know. That's where I'm like,
especially
okay.
When these seasons are so long, you can't have them be together for a little bit longer.
Exactly.
Come on.
I mean, Parks and Rec got like even more amazing when Leslie and Ben Wyatt like were together forever. Yes. Like, it doesn't always have to be a will they, won't they. Like, sometimes it's better once you finally let them be together. So that's the only thing that not the only thing, but one of the other things that annoyed me that we haven't mentioned yet was like, already, it's episode 5. We got to get them broken up. Come on.
Julie Blumberg was a story editor for 22 episodes, so they should, be able to put the pieces together a little bit better, I think. But that was for the 4th season, so.
All right. They're like, you did such a good job with the surprise episode. Let's have you for season 4.
Yeah. Sure, let's see. She wrote 5 episodes. So this one, 11 and 16 in this season, and then a couple in season 4. Interesting. I'll keep my eye on this bitch.
Well,
do better.
Yeah, do better. Well, next week is going to pick up these big dramas. And we're going to be joined once again by a special guest back by popular demand.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. Well, and if you can't wait another 2 weeks for more Dr. Joe, you should go check out the Reels of Justice podcast, where she was a guest on the episode debating whether or not Final Destination is a good movie. Did I get that right? You were the prosecution?
I was the defense.
The defense. You were the defense. So yeah, you gave a defense for Final Destination being a good movie, and you were judged by a jury of your peers. And anyone who wants to find out if she won her case should go to Find Reels of Justice wherever you get your pods and listen to the episode.
It was episode 541.
Check it out.
I will.
We all can't wait to listen. I did listen to One Track Mind. It's only because I want to watch like whenever I listen to a podcast about a piece of media, like I want to have recently seen it or listened to it or watched it or whatever. And so I haven't been able to rewatch Final Destination since whatever year it came out. And I want to be able to watch it and then fully understand your defense.
I listened to your Vanilla Sky one.
Yeah, thanks. I listened to that one. And I haven't even seen that ever. So
rude.
So I didn't even wait. I didn't even wait on that one. Alrighty, everyone. We will chat with you all next time.
Bye.
Felicity Was Here is produced, written, and edited by Heather, Melissa, and Dr. Joe. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at Felicity Was Here Pod. If you're enjoying the pod, please leave us a review and help us spread the word. We appreciate you and would love to hear from Felicity superfans like us. So send us your feedback, ask us your burning questions, or just say hey at felicitywasherepod@gmail.com. We may even read your note in a future episode.